Hi, everyone. I had told some of you that I was going to go through the PhysioEx cell transport lab. I guess I need to go into student view. Now that you guys have completed it, you're going to have several more of these types of labs within the PhysioEx program. Um, and so I think it's important that I just at least pick one. Let's see, we had simple dialysis, we had osmosis. I think what we'll do is start with the pre-lab quiz. Now, it says read the introduction and then answer the pre-lab questions to the right. All right, so when I click on this, it says the objectives to explain how osmosis is a special type of diffusion, to understand that osmosis is a passive process that depends upon the concentration gradient of water, to explain how tonicity of a solution relates to changes in cell volume, and to understand conditions that affect osmotic pressure. I'm not going to read this, but there's information in here about osmosis. Osmosis is the diffusion of water through a selectively permeable membrane. So what happens there is that when the membrane is impermeable to the solutes that are dissolved in water, but it's permeable to the water will diffuse rather than the solutes. And basically, what I use to help me remember about osmosis is water is going to move toward the higher concentration of solutes. I always learned in anatomy and physiology, and I always teach this, that water follows salt. Water follows salt. Although the truth is water follows solute. So whether that is salt or urea or albumin or glucose, whatever the solute is, wherever the higher concentration of solute is, the water is going to move in that direction. And then there, of course, there's the description of, or the definitions of the different types of solution. Hypertonic is a higher concentration of solutes. Hypotonic is a lower concentration. And then isotonic is an equal concentration of solutes. So, which of the following is true of osmosis? Well, it does not require energy because it is a passive process. Movement is against the concentration gradient of water. No, it's against the concentration gradient of the solute, but it's with the concentration gradient of the water. It moves from the high concentration of water to the low concentration of water. It is a type of diffusion. It does not refer to the movement of solutes. It refers to the movement of water, which is the solvent. Okay, next, which of the following occurs when a hypertonic solution is added to cells? When it's hypertonic and the cell is placed in the hypertonic solution, water is going to move toward that hypertonic solution, so the cell is going to shrink. The variable that affects osmotic pressure is the concentration of the non-diffusing solutes, the solutes that cannot move across the membrane. The net movement of water would be into the cell in a hypotonic solution. All right, then we submit that. And now we're going to do the actual experiment. And it says drag the 20 molecular weight membrane to the membrane holder between the beakers. Okay. So here to here. Increase the sodium and chloride concentration to be dispensed to the left beaker to 5 millimolar by selecting the positive button beside the sodium chloride display. That must be down below here. Yes. Okay. And it said to 5 millimolar. That's 5. And then it says click dispense. And then next, click deionized water and then click dispense to fill the right beaker. And then I'm assuming start. Hit start. All right, the pressure in the left beaker is increasing. The pressure in the right beaker is 0. The pressure in the left beaker is 170. Says equilibrium is not reached, but the net movement of water has stopped. And this simulated 60 minutes. Okay, I'm pretty sure you hit reset. Oh, record data. There we go. All right, and then flush. Now, helps when you read to prepare for the next run. Okay, so let me hit next again. Okay, well, I'm at least seeing what maybe some of you guys went through. Okay, there we go. Drag the, no, I don't want to do that. I already, oh, that's not good. Okay. I'm sorry, I had to take a break and go back and read the instructions. So now I'm on the next step. Notice that the pressure, well, that doesn't matter right now. It says increase the concentration of sodium to 10 millimolar. And then dispense. All right. And then the deionized water in the right beaker. Dispense. What effect do you think increasing the concentration will have? Well, now that we've done this, I think we know that it will increase the osmotic pressure in the left beaker. But if you miss that, it's okay. It's, you just this is something that helps you to learn. It's like predicting what you think is going to happen, and it helps you to learn the concept. All right, it says click start. So yes, and see the osmotic pressure went all the way up to 340, so it actually doubled. Okay, and what does it say here? It says click start to run. We already did that. So next, click record data. And then we're going to flush both sides. Drag the 20 molecular weight holder to the membrane cabinet and click flush to prepare for the next run. We already flushed. Now drag the 50 molecular weight membrane. So the 20 molecular weight membrane means that it would allow smaller particles through the membrane. 50 means that it will allow larger particles through the membrane. And so it's telling us to increase the concentration to 10 of the sodium chloride. And then click Start. Going to simulate 60 minutes. And now if we look at, okay, with the larger molecular weight, the salt was able to diffuse through the pores of that membrane because it was had larger pores in it. So we didn't really we got equilibrium basically. Water and salt were both able to move until the concentration was equal on both sides. So what does it say now? It says click Start. We did that. Click Record Data. Excuse me. And we did that. And then drag this 50 molecular weight membrane over here, and then click Flush in both beakers. And then it says, so why do you think there's no pressure change? Sodium is able to diffuse through the pores because the pores were 20 the first time. Sodium was too small to diffuse through the 20 molecular weight pores, but sodium was able to diffuse through the 50 molecular weight pores because those pores were larger. All right, now the 100 molecular weight membrane, I'm going to drag that over. And then it says to glucose to 8 millimolar in the left beaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dispense. Let's see what happens to the pressure. So glucose is a larger molecule than sodium, and it's obviously larger than the 100 molecular weight size pores in the membrane because the pressure increased in the left beaker. And that pressure is increasing because there's glucose over here in the left beaker that can't get over into the right beaker. So water is moving from the right beaker into the left beaker and increasing the pressure. I think I hit record data. Did I hit record data? I'm not sure. Yeah, I did because, because it put it in there. Okay, so, excuse me. I did flush. Now increase the glucose to, we did that. Oops. Drag the 100 molecular weight. Oh, we already did that. Okay. Increase the glucose concentration to the left beaker to 8 millimolars. Okay, didn't we do that? All right. And then increase the glucose concentration